If you're hearing this, you've stumbled upon a secret I've guarded for years, a confession that could unravel everything I am. My name is Elena, and I am a nun, bound to the Convent of St. Agnes, where silence is my duty and faith my shield. But beneath this habit, beneath the prayers I recite, there's a heart that aches with forbidden truths. I'm whispering this into the dark, risking everything, because I can no longer carry this alone. Stay with me, and you'll hear a story no one else knows. A story of a nun who dared to feel, to love, to question. You won't turn away, for the weight of my secrets will hold you until the end. It's 1975, and I've been here for 20 years, since I was 19, sent to this remote Italian convent to atone for a sin I never committed. My family believed the church would save me from the world's temptations, but they didn't know it would awaken desires I never knew I had. They gave me this prayer book, its pages worn from years of use, and told me it would guide my soul. But as I hold it now, hidden in the shadows of my cell, it feels like a mask, hiding the woman I truly am. This is my confession, spoken in secret, because to speak it aloud would mean my ruin. Life at St. Agnes is a tapestry of ritual and restraint. We rise at dawn, our days filled with prayers, chores, and silent contemplation. The convent is a fortress of stone and faith, its walls guarding us from the world and from ourselves. We wear heavy wool habits, the weight a constant reminder of our vows, poverty, chastity, obedience. The prayer book is our guide, its words meant to anchor us to God. But for me, it's become a ledger of my doubts, its margins filled with scribbled thoughts I dare not speak. Our days are governed by bells, the call to morning prayers, the signal for meals, the summons to vespers. We move in unison, our voices raised only in chant, our lives a performance of devotion. But beneath this facade, I am unraveling. The convent teaches us to suppress desire, to see the heart's yearnings as sins, yet my heart refuses to obey. It began years ago, with a glance, a touch, a moment that changed everything. Her name was Sister Clara, and she was my undoing. Clara arrived 5 years ago, a novice with eyes like a summer sky and a laugh that slipped through the convent's silence like a forbidden melody. We were paired to tend the garden, our hands brushing as we planted roses. In those moments, I felt something stir, a warmth, a longing I'd been taught to fear. She'd smile, and my heart would race, a sin I couldn't confess. The prayer book open in my lap during evening prayers became a shield for my thoughts, its pages hiding my secret. I loved her. The convent taught me that love was a distraction, a sin that pulled us from God. But with Clara, love was a fire I couldn't extinguish. Our moments were stolen, brief glances in the chapel, a hand lingering too long during a task, a shared silence that spoke louder than words. We never spoke of it, not in words. Our vows forbade it, and the Mother Superior's watchful eyes seemed to see through us. Yet, in the garden, under the guise of work, we found ways to connect, our hands signing secrets in the language of touch. I wrote in my prayer book's margins, tiny confessions no one would see. Her smile is my salvation. I am hers, and it is a sin. Each word was a rebellion, a risk that could lead to expulsion, shame, or worse. I prayed for forgiveness, but my prayers were hollow. How could I ask God to take away the only thing that made me feel alive? Clara was my mirror, reflecting the woman I might have been. A woman who laughed, who loved, who lived without fear. One night, as we knelt side by side in the chapel, Clara's hand brushed mine, a deliberate touch that sent my heart racing. She signed, "You are not alone." Those words, formed in the flicker of candlelight, broke something in me. I wasn't alone, but I was trapped by my vows, by my fear, by the weight of a love I could never claim. The guilt was a shadow that followed me everywhere. Every prayer, every chant, every moment of silence was a reminder of my sin. I loved Clara, and that love was a betrayal of my vows, of the convent, of the God I'd sworn to serve. Yet, I couldn't stop. Her presence was a light in the convent's darkness, a reason to endure the endless rituals. I began to question everything. Was love truly a sin? Was God so cruel as to deny us the very hearts He created? I hid my feelings in my prayer book, its pages a secret diary of my struggle. I wrote of Clara's laughter, her gentle touch, the way her eyes seemed to see my soul. I wrote of my fear, of being discovered, of losing her, of losing myself. The Mother Superior noticed my distraction, her sharp eyes narrowing during prayers. "Sister Elena, your mind wanders," she signed. Once, her hands cutting through the air like a blade. I nodded, my heart pounding, and clutched my prayer book tighter, as if it could shield me from her gaze. Clara and I grew bolder, our moments together more reckless. In the library, we'd sit close, our hands brushing as we turned pages. In the garden, we'd linger, our fingers entwining among the roses. Each touch was a confession, each glance a prayer. But the guilt grew heavier, a stone in my chest. I began to dream of a life beyond the convent, not of escape, but of a world where we could love without fear. Yet the vow of chastity bound me, and the fear of God's judgment held me captive. One autumn night, everything changed. Clara and I were assigned to clean the chapel after Vespers. Alone in the flickering candlelight, our hands moved in a dance of forbidden words. She signed, "I love you, Elena. I can't stay silent anymore." My heart stopped, my hands trembling as I signed back. "I love you too, but this will destroy us." We embraced, a brief, desperate moment that felt like both salvation and damnation. The prayer book slipped from my hands, its pages open to my confessions, a silent witness to our sin. The sound of footsteps broke the moment. The Mother Superior stood in the doorway, her eyes cold and knowing. She didn't speak. Our vow forbade it, but her hand signed a command. "To your cells." Clara was sent to solitary confinement, and I was ordered to kneel in the chapel until dawn. As I knelt, the prayer book at my side, I felt the weight of my choices. I couldn't lose Clara, but I couldn't keep her. Not here, not like this. Clara was sent away the next day, transferred to another convent. I never saw her again. The Mother Superior never spoke of what she saw, but her eyes followed me, a silent warning. I was left with my prayer book, its pages now a graveyard of my love. I wrote one final confession. I loved her, and I lost her. Forgive me, God, but I am not sorry. I stayed at St. Agnes, my life a cycle of prayers and penance. The guilt remains, but so does the memory of Clara's touch, her smile, her love. I've learned to hide my heart, to wear the mask of devotion, but in the quiet of my cell, I write these words, a confession I can never share. I am still a nun, still bound by my vows, but I am also Elena, a woman who loved, who felt, who dared to dream of a different life. This prayer book is my witness, my accomplice, my truth. It holds my secrets, my sins, my love. I am still here, in the convent's embrace, but I am not the same. Clara taught me that love is not a sin, that a heart's truth is worth more than a vow's chains. I confess this now in the dark, because I need someone to know. I am Elena, and I loved her. This prayer book is my witness, my accomplice, my truth. It holds my secrets, my sins, my love. I am still here, in the convent's embrace, but I am not the same. Clara taught me that love is not a sin, that a heart's truth is worth more than a vow's chains. I confess this now in the dark because I need someone to know. I am Elena, and I loved her.